What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into the episode of My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, Sleaze. Today's episode, we're going to be diving into my 5 smash start running backs. And again, guys, these aren't your top 5 to top 10 running backs. These are going to be running backs outside that I believe that you should start based on the matchups, based on the statistics, and based on the game scripts and a couple injuries defensively that I like for why I like these players this week. Now, before we dive into it, guys, make sure you tap that like and subscribe. I hit the wrong one. Turn that bell on so you know when I'm live. All the support's appreciated. I can't thank you guys enough. If you have any questions, as always, drop them down below. I try to get to every single one of them, guys. And then if you guys are new in here, I do like to show my transparency from last week. And whoa, man, it was my worst week of the year. I've been 70% all year long. Like, I think my lowest was like 67. This was a 43% week. Not good, but let's talk about it here. So I show the transparency. That's my Twitter as well, Sleazebomb, if you want to check that out. I show my floor, everything I'm looking for, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. He goes down. No good there. Brock Purdy was a hit. I had Brock Purdy on my Smash quarterback video again. He's up there if you want to check out the one before. Justin Herbert, I can't explain against the Jacksonville secondary, which is supposed to be an absolute dominant game by him. They got throttled. Jalen Warren gets hurt. Take the X there. Rico Dowdle, I don't know why he's on there twice. Trey Benson and Marvin Harrison Jr. obviously were ruled out, and I posted it earlier in the week. So, I put a caution sign on those. Javonte Williams didn't have a good Sunday night game at all versus the Raiders. I mean, decent game yardage-wise, but didn't find the end zone, didn't get enough points. T. Higgins popped. Jalen Waddle had the drop. Zay Flowers catches a bomb and takes it to the 1-yard line and gets tackled, of course, there. George Pickens went nuclear. Zach Ertz hit his floor. And then tight ends is always just a nightmare for me, man, because it's super hard picking tight ends that aren't like your top 5 tight ends to smash. So I missed on Kyle Pitts and TJ Hawkinson, but I was super high on TJ Hawkinson, and JJ McCarthy just didn't even see the guy wide open all game, and the throws he made to him were terrible. So that was a big miss there. Now, again, before we dive into it, guys, if you haven't checked them out, the links are both pinned in the description of the video and at the top of the comments as well. Drafters.com if you want to sign up using promo code SLEAZE. Double your initial deposit, do some DFS, do some pick'em drafts, best ball, stuff like that with us. And then over here is the guys' FF Discord that I run with big draft energy where we cover everything fantasy football for you guys. Now let's dive in to my 5 smash start running backs in week 12. Starting off with running back number 1. Yes, welcome to the list. The first time of the year, Kenneth Walker of the Seattle Seahawks. So if you guys, been a subscriber of mine and followed the channel since the beginning of the year, I was really low on Kenneth Walker. I said that Zach Charbonnet would be the better value at lower ADP, which has been kind of close till now. But now we're getting into the playoff crunch time. Now we're getting into the Kenneth Walker time. Now we're getting into the explosive runs that need to be made for the Seattle Seahawks. So when you look at all of his numbers on the year here, 136 attempts, 606 yards, 4.64 yards per carry. 4 touchdowns. Good to see him. He had another touchdown called back last game as well on a stupid holding penalty that shouldn't have happened. 14 receptions, 127 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown. Again, snap share 45.6. He's been in a timeshare with Charbonnet all year long. But you're seeing the timeshare kind of lead into more runs here for Zach Charbonnet. So 5.8% target share, 24 red zone touches, and he's finally getting a couple red zone touches here now, which is also good to see. So 111.3 points. He's RB23. And it is going to go up from here, guys. And you get the Tennessee Titans this week. And the Seattle Seahawks are reeling right now. Sam Darnold is not playing good football. They need a get-right game, and this is going to be it versus the 1-9 Titans at Tennessee. The over-under is 40.5. Seattle's favored by 13.5 in this game. And what you got to look at here is, yes, I know the Titans just held down Woody Marks last week at running back, but that's with Davis Mills at quarterback and a terrible offensive line. The Seattle Seahawks line has gotten better throughout the year. It was bad to start the year. Now you have to worry about, in the Tennessee game, you got to look at it like Davis Mills is your quarterback. So they got to stack the box a little more. Nico Collins still had a decent game. He pitched and catched to him a lot. But now you got Jackson Smith-Njigba. You got Rashid Shaheed getting implemented. You got Cooper Kupp. You got A.J. Barner who's turning it up. Kenneth Walker is going to absolutely feast in this game. The Tennessee Titans, they rank 25th versus the running back, giving up 24.3 points per game, 1,090 yards, which is bottom 10. They've also given up 205 through the air and 2 touchdowns through the air. So that's 14 total touchdowns on the year. We're in week 11. Do the math. That's over a touchdown a game. Kenneth Walker finds the end zone this week. Kenneth Walker, I think, is going to be if you need a, how do I put this? I don't want to say league winner, but I want to say if this is your must-win week and you have Kenneth Walker, I think he's going to win you your week. Running back number 2 is going to be Trey Henderson. Now, a lot of you are going to drop comments in here, and I already know it's coming, okay? Here's what you're going to say. You're going to say, do we still trust Trey Henderson with Ramondre Stevenson practicing on Wednesday and possibly returning this week? Yes, 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 yes. To all the questions, yes. I still trust Trey Henderson. You've seen enough. I mean, Mike Vrabel's seen enough. This man is Jahmyr Gibbs 2.0. The explosion rate is through the roof. He's had back-to-back 30-point fantasy games. That cannot be ignored as a coach. So I'm not even going to look at the stats here. I'll leave them up there. But what we got to talk about here is you get the Cincinnati Bengals, and we already know that Trey Henderson, their DN, is doubtful to play. Doubtful this early in the week. You're not going to be out there. That's another big plus for them as well. Shamar Stewart, we don't know. He's banged up, may not be out there. That's their first-round draft pick DN. And they just get crushed by the run. So let's look at the season numbers, and then let's look at the last 4-week numbers as well. So on the season, we know they're dead last. 34 points a game. 34. 31st behind them is the Buffalo Bills with 27 points a game. They give up 7 more points on average a game. That's how bad this defense is versus the run. 1,371 yards dead last. 9 rushing touchdowns. 485 through the air. Guys, they've almost given up 2,000 yards to the running back. We are in week 11. They're on pace to break the Carolina Panthers record from last year with how many yards they give up in total to the running back. Now, like I said, that's on the season. So let's stay relevant here. Let's go last 4 weeks, and let's look how bad it is. Oh, they give up 34 points on the season. In the last 4 weeks, they're giving up 41.6. 512 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 175 yards on the ground. That's 600 yards in 4 games. It's about 130 yards a game. 2 touchdowns through the air. Trey Henderson, I do not care if Ramondre Stevenson is back out there. He is going to absolutely nuke again. His game-breaking ability is too hard to keep on your bench. Do not be worried about Ramondre Stevenson. Start Henderson at all costs. Running back number 3 that's going to smash this week, and most of you are going to be scared to start him, and it's rightfully earned, is Alvin Kamara of the New Orleans Saints, and they're coming off a bye as well. So what we have to look at here is you're going to get the Atlanta Falcons this week, right? And we know the Atlanta Falcons season is over. That was a major, major loss for them next to the Carolina Panthers last week. They lost Michael Penix for the year. They lost Drake London for week to week. We don't even know if he comes back or how it goes with him. The over-under 39.5. So you're already looking, and New Orleans favored in this game. You're looking at a grunge back-to-back game. We've seen Kirk Cousins out there. He looks terrible. Maybe he can turn it around versus the Saints because the Saints let everyone turn it around against him. But, man, Kirk Cousins has just looked awful, so I can't really say nothing good there. So what we have to look at here in this game, and Alvin Kamara, yes, it was kind of slipping away, and then it came back in Week 10 versus Carolina. He had 22 touches. The 2 weeks before that, he had 6 touches. Then the panic was really on, and then all of a sudden, he had 25 touches against Carolina, okay? So he also had a 100-plus yard game there. Didn't find the end zone, but still, you got your Alvin Kamara usage back. Now, well, you got to look at the Atlanta Falcons here, right? And again, we're going to go on the season here, and then we are going to go last 4 weeks here as well. So on the season, they rank 29th. They give up 25.8 points a game. This is on the season. 1,120 yards, bottom 10, 7 rushing touchdowns, 348 through the air, almost 1,500 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air as well. So 11 touchdowns. We're in week 11, almost a touchdown a game, and about 1,500 yards, so about almost 180 yards a game to the running back. Now, let's go like this, and I know JT is one of them, right, who smashed them. So you got to add that in there as well for the last 4 weeks. Last 4 weeks, they're giving up 33.3 points per game to the running back. 547 yards, 4 touchdowns, 197 through the air, 2 touchdowns. So that's 700 yards in 4 games. That is and 6 touchdowns. That's a ridiculous number. I love Alvin Kamara this week, especially with the battle that's going to happen between Tyler Shuck and Kirk Cousins. You're probably going to get a lot of back and forth, a lot of usage, probably, I'm going to say 25 touches for Alvin Kamara here. And people are going to be panicked to start him. Do not panic to start Alvin Kamara this week. I absolutely love AK-41 this week. Running back number 4 that's going to smash is going to be Rico Dowdle on Monday night first football versus my San Francisco 49ers. And guys, our defense is depleted. I mentioned this almost in every single video. This is why you target the entire 49ers offense. Their defense isn't stopping anybody. So the over-under is 48.5. Niners are favored by 7 in this game. Now, when you think of Rico Dowdle here, this guy, obviously he's been dominating fantasy football for the past couple of weeks here. 15, 15, 28, 5 points versus Buffalo. That was a weird item versus Buffalo. But here's the thing. So he also got a touchdown call back last week with his foot on the sideline. He could have had a nice little 20-point game there against Atlanta, which we just talked about. Atlanta's Monday, who's terrible. But the thing is, the 49ers, and you look at last week, Bam Knight scored, and Bam Knight scored again on an 80-yard touchdown that was called back for a holding call. Bam Knight. And that's the terrible offensive line with the Arizona Cardinals versus a top 5 offensive line of the Carolina Panthers. And at least you get a little, Ted McMillan over the top. He's now emerging, so that kind of opens up more run game for Rico Dowdle. And my 49ers have just been dropping and dropping. So when the season started, we were top 5. Now we are 23rd. We give up 23.7. This is in the past, I think this is past 4 weeks. 23.7 in the past 4 weeks. 355 yards, 3 touchdowns, 163 through the air. So 500 plus yards in 4 weeks. You're looking at 125 average right there. And then if you go on the season with my 49ers, we're 22.67. So we've gotten worse over the past 4 weeks, right? Now, in a game script here, what are the Carolina Panthers going to try to do to stay in this game? Because we know with Brock Purdy back, the 49ers are probably going to score 30 points a game. You're going to have to control the clock to keep them off the field because Brock Purdy is going to light it up with Juan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, CMC's going absolutely nuclear, George Kittle. They're going to have to control the time possession. They're going to have to use Rico Dowdle to the max here. Absolute smash play on Monday night with Rico Dowdle. I think he finds the end zone and gets 15-plus points this week. Last but not least is going to be Quinshon Judkins. And I know it's been an ugly, ugly past 3 weeks. I mean, 6 points, 10 points, 4 points, no touchdowns, right? This is the get-right game. There's no better get-right game than the Las Vegas Raiders. You saw the Dallas Cowboys do it to them last night, through the air and through the ground. Like, they could have put up 600 yards in that game if they wanted to. The Raiders season is over. We all know this. I mean, you're even going to have Shedeur Sanders starting in this game. The Browns season is over. They're going to see what they have in their young stud here. And I'm actually rooting for Shedeur. I'm tired of all the shit talking on him. It's kind of annoying. But what you got to look at here is the Las Vegas Raiders run D, okay? So on the season, they rank 14th, giving up 21.9. So middle of the pack on the season. We're going to look at the last 4 weeks here as well, because I like the more relevancy here to look at it, see if they've gotten worse or they've gotten better. And they're about the same, exactly 21.3 in the last 4 weeks, 327 yards, 94 through the air. So about, 430 yards, over 100 plus a game you're looking at. And they've given up 1 rushing touchdown as well. But here's what you have to look at in this game. So, and these are like the games I target because you're going to get a lot more volume because it's going to be a grungier game, which is why I like, Geno Smith and the Raiders for 32.5 pass attempts last night as a lock because they were going to have to pass heavy to keep up. This is not going to be a pass-heavy attack game here. This is over-under 36.5. You got, and we don't even know if Geno Smith's going to be the quarterback here. Like, it's going to be ugly. So when you're looking at the game, I'm not looking at the game for explosive, points here. I'm looking for the volume play and the touchdown upside that Quinshon Judkins is going to bring in a Shedeur Sanders battle versus possibly, Geno Smith, who's throwing interceptions like crazy, or maybe we see Kenny Pickett or Aiden O'Connell in there. I want to see Aiden O'Connell because I like what I saw from him last year down the stretch. But I do think Shedeur Sanders is going to open up this pass game more. I mean, they threw him to the Wolves last week. He wasn't ready to start. He wasn't even getting first-team practice reps. So it's going to be a different look here, and I'm excited to see what the Browns bring. And I think Quinshon Judkins is going to score a touchdown and be a smash play this week, and people are going to be down on him because he's had 3 bad games, which I can't argue with, but he's going to get the job done this week. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. That is the end of the episode. That is my 5 smash start running backs. My next video is going to be my wide receivers, and then tomorrow we will dive into all the stardom sit-ems. I just have to get everything set up design-wise for that. Not even close. I thought I was going to be ahead this week. I got off to an early start, then life happens. If you guys haven't already on the way out, make sure you tap that thumbs up, hit that subscription button. Helps me out a ton. Turn that bell on. I'll be live Thursday through Monday every single day, covering everything, different content creators on their different shows. A lot of stuff going this weekend. And then if you guys haven't checked out drafters.com or the guys FF, both those are pinned in the comments of the video. And we help you guys 24/7 fantasy football off stream. That is it for me in this episode, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Sleazebum out.